Hey everybody, it's Jeremy J, and I'm doing a video here today on Easter Day. I have my two daughters with me. They're in the other room actually making videos of their own and having a good time, so you may hear the sounds of a 7 and a 5-year-old girl while this video is going on. And in the background I'm going to play some trance music from one of my favorite songs, and we'll get to that in a minute. So this is a weekend discussion video where I'm going to talk about a few topics that I think are interesting, share some of my thoughts and personal experience with them, and it's like we're having a discussion together, except it's a one-sided discussion where I'm just speaking to you and sharing information. Alright, here we go. So the first one is weight, especially as you get older. And that's one of the things that I found to be very interesting. I think we all know what our optimal weight is. I know what mine is. It's about 210, 205 to 210, and I'm about 220 right now. So it's always like, I know I have about 10 pounds to be at my optimal weight. I'm in really good shape. I've been working out with a personal trainer, but even then, getting to the ideal weight just seems to be hard. And I think one of the reasons for that is living in such a country or a situation where things are pretty plentiful, meaning I can get food. I don't even have a lot of extra disposable income, and even with that, I can get food pretty easily, more food than I need very easily. Good food, tasty food. And it's so easy to do this. It's so easy to do this motion. Wow. This is easy. This is easier than a curl, like a bicep curl. Like a bicep curl, you have weight and you've got to exert yourself, but with food, it's just like, oh, and then you just kind of chew and eat. So I think one of the reasons why getting to your optimal weight is so hard is because it's so easy to just treat yourself to any kind of food you want and as much as you want. And food is also a great stress reliever, at least for me, because it helps change my state. And it's easier to eat and change your state or drink and change your state than it is to go running or hit the gym and do weights. And in order to get to your optimal weight, it does require discipline to not consume food and drink as much, or the right kinds of food and drink, and to put your body in motion, running, basketball, weights, and other exercise. And all of that's just harder than the plentiful food that's around. And so the reason I think weight is so hard is because it just takes more work to get to your optimal weight. It's harder, and that's why sometimes that battle is lost more than it is won. Food is plentiful, at least here in the US where I live. I know that situation is not the case for a lot of people around the world, so I feel very spoiled. It's kind of a shame to have so much food yet still struggle with this weight, where there's others in the world who are below their optimal weight, and it's because they don't have the food available. So that's just one thing about life, is keeping your weight down or keeping at your optimal weight is just hard. But I've done it before, and it takes discipline, but you feel great when you do it. The discipline of delaying gratification plays a big role in this. Alright, so what's the next topic? Self-love. Being hard on yourself is really easy to do, especially if you decided, like there was one time, a few years ago, I ate an entire box of Girl Scout cookies. It was they're dark coconut, I can't remember their name, but I had like 24 cookies in the span of like 30 minutes. They're so good, as I was just talking about. It was so easy to just eat them. But it was like 1,500 calories. And when I was done, I was like, what the hell did I just do to myself? And I was kind of hard on myself, like, you idiot, why did you do that? And I think self-love can be very difficult sometimes, especially if you're like me. I tend to act sort of impulsively sometimes, or I will make quick decisions. I think, like, if you've ever taken the Myers-Briggs test, I am an ENFP or an ENFJ, which means I think more with feeling and emotion, with some logic, but more with feeling and emotion than anything else. And so I'm subject to making more spur of the moment decisions, and sometimes they're not the best decisions, but that's just who I am at this point. I was actually an INTJ many years ago, and I've since changed into more of an emotional thinker or feeling type of thinker as I've gotten older, and therefore that causes me to make decisions sometimes that aren't the best in the moment. And I can be hard on myself, but I've learned that being hard on yourself doesn't really help. It's like someone else is pushing you down. Like if you were as hard on yourself to someone else that's your friend would probably never speak to you again. I mean, think about some of the things you say to yourself, the language you use to yourself, and think about if you ever said that to someone you know that you cared about, would they want to talk to you again? I think we're that hard on ourselves, and we don't need to be. A little self-love goes a long way. Recognize your good qualities and just, you're a unique person. We're all unique. No one has had your experiences in life. No one sees the perspective that you do with your eyes and your situations, and therefore you have a unique perspective to bring to the world and other people. And be good to yourself. Recognize that your good qualities, and don't put yourself down. The way to think about that is, if you were to say this to your best friend or your significant other, whoever it is, would they be happy? Would they want to talk to you again after what you just said? So treat it that way, like you're talking to someone you really care about, which is you. What's another thing? Consistency. So one of the people I follow on Instagram posted a really interesting picture. It was like a Nike swoosh. You know how the Nike swoosh, it goes whoosh. It's like a solid swoosh. But this swoosh was like whoosh, and it was kind of squiggly. So it was like a squiggly Nike swoosh. And the words on it said, when you kind of just want to do it, but not really. And this one ties into weight and lots of other things, because sometimes, like, when you want to do something, but you just don't feel like it, you just want to rest or relax, or you've already worked your day job and now you're trying to work out or build this business or whatever it is you're doing. I mean, it's exhausting, and sometimes it's just like, damn it, I can't do it. Like, you're just tired, and sometimes the consistency part is really hard. Now, on the flip side of that, being consistent produces great results. Like, if you're ever trying to learn something or build something and you do it day in and day out, over and over and over, you almost become obsessed or consumed with it, you're going to become very good at that thing and gain knowledge with that thing. Whether you're successful or not is a moot point. You will gain a valuable skill in that thing you're trying to do. Or if it's exercise and you do it consistently over and over, I can attest to it. I've been working out with a trainer for the last 4 months. You're going to put your body in amazing physical condition through the consistency, but that's hard. It's hard to be consistent, and you just got to recognize that it's hard, and just keep doing the thing that you know you need to do even when it's hard, and just put yourself in motion. Sometimes you have to force yourself. You just have to wrangle yourself and just do it. And there's no secret formula to consistency, except that after 2 or 3 weeks doing something consistently, I found that it becomes a habit. You just are drawn to do it over and over, whatever it is. And so that's consistency for you. Just do something, stick with something for about 3 weeks, and it'll become part of you. What's another topic? Timing. The mystery of timing. So as I've been out on my own now for 5.5, almost 6 months now, I've seen a lot how timing plays into things. And I admit to being an amateur on timing, or the mystery of timing. Like, why do some things work out at just the right moment, whereas others, when you try really hard and you're really trying to make something happen, don't work out? Well, why does something work out with no effort at all, but it's just the right time, and it's like you just pushed a button and it worked effortlessly, whereas other times you may put weeks and months into something, and you're really trying to make it happen, and you're trying to force it, and it just it falls apart and doesn't work. And that's a mystery to me. Certainly, I think for things to work, people have to be in the same mindset and wanting the same thing. Or if you're trying to make a business, there has to be people that want the product you're building. Or if you're looking to make new friends or whatever, there has to be some kind of connective point together. And I think there's some of these factors that come into play, but like my brain's just too puny to see all these things that need to connect or align. Like I can't read everyone's emotional state all at the same time. All I can do is understand what I'm trying to do and read what I can from people individually. And I think luck, because I don't have that complete knowledge of everyone in situations, I have to rely on just luck a little bit to be in the right place at the right time. And this is whether you're trying to meet someone or create your business idea or your music or whatever it is. This goes for life things. I think timing applies when you don't have full control over something. Timing applies when other people are involved, and luck is a big part of that. Timing does not matter for yourself if you're trying to get your body in good shape, or your weight down, or your body fat to a good percentage, or you're trying to learn a new skill. You don't need timing for this. You just need consistency and effort and a little bit of self-love to keep yourself going. But whatever, if you're trying to do something that involves other people, the mystery of timing very much comes into play. And who knows the mystery of that except to keep trying and to understand that when other people are involved, you're just gonna more often than not fail. You're gonna fail, and I think there's probably a low percentage, maybe 5 to 10% of the time, you'll succeed at some level, and maybe a few small percentages that you'll succeed at a high level. And so in order for timing to work, I think you just have to be consistent with what you're trying to do with others. So that's timing. And you might hear this music in the background. I don't know. I have it playing on my computer here, my laptop. And so we'll see when this video is done, if you can hear it. But it's trance music. That's the genre of music. And this particular music that's been playing is called Walk the Edge. It's by Alex Morph. And I first heard of him about 5-6 years ago when I was watching a video on YouTube, and I heard the music playing to the video, and I said, wow, I really like this music. And hearing that opened up this whole genre. Oh, this is a trance song. Oh, Alex Morph is the guy who made this song. Oh, there's tons of other songs like this. And that goes back to the mystery of timing, actually, because who knows, like, why I heard that music at that time. Just by getting out there and exploring and being curious, I think, is what caused it. But at that time, that's what struck with me, is hearing that song. And now all of a sudden, I'm a big fan of trance music. I love the uplifting effect it has. And this is Walk the Edge. There's tons of other really good trance music songs, but I'll listen to trance music while I run, while I play basketball by myself, just have my headphones in with my phone in my pocket, and while I work out or hang upside down on my inversion table. Trance music has been a big, awesome thing in my life, and perhaps it could be for you as well. But I like it, and it's something that means a lot to me. So if you are ever sitting down talking to me like this, I would bring up trance music and say, hey, trance music is awesome. I love it. Topic number 6. This is the last topic. I think this is the longest video I've ever done now. It's over 14 minutes. This is awesome. So there's a lot of people I love to listen to. People that are smarter than me, way smarter than me. I'm just a guy with some ideas and thoughts. I'm still trying to figure out my business and get a successful business going with this life coaching stuff, with making computer games because I love technology, or mobile apps. I'm just still swinging the bat with that, and striking out a lot. And that's not the only area in life I strike out a lot in. I strike out a lot, and so I love listening to people who are smarter than me for that reason, because They bring insights and inspiration that I couldn't otherwise get by myself. And I love listening to like Anthony Robbins and Jim Rohn, Rohn, people who offer life advice, life skills advice, and just kind of life generalists who help us as people uh, understand life better and how to have a better life. But there's also people who are very intelligent, like astrophysicists and string theorists, like Neil deGrasse Tyson and Michio Kaku, and futurists like Ray Kurzweil and Elon Musk. I mean, these people are light years of intelligence beyond me, so I get the awesome privilege to just sit back on my computer and watch them on YouTube and hear them speak. And that's really, I love that. I love being able to partake of their knowledge, of their wisdom, of their life experiences. And I think everyone should listen to people that are smarter than them because they help you see what you can't see. Like I can't see the things Neil deGrasse Tyson talks about Pluto. I didn't even know Pluto was demoted as a planet until I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say that. And so he introduced this new thing that I could have learned that from someone else, but I learned about that from him. And all these things I learned from people that are smarter than me because they are able to tap into so much more. And especially if they're really successful, they have resources beyond what I do. I just have a webcam, my computer, my voice, and I don't have a ton of money, so I just broadcast like this the best that I can. And so get out there and listen to people that are much smarter than you, because it'll help elevate you as you now have more knowledge and information to tap into. So this has been the weekend discussion with Jeremy J. We've talked about weight, why it's so hard to get our optimal weight, self-love, being consistent, the mystery of timing, trance music, which is playing right now, and listening to people that are smarter than you, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, Michio Kaku, Ray Kurzweil, Anthony Robbins, and Jim Rohn, who unfortunately is no longer with us. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed listening to this. I like doing these, just going over different topics, and I think it would be fun to bring someone in and have a discussion back and forth and see how that goes. But there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.